So it's finally come to an end. The Stranger Things season 5 finale, the last episode of the show came out. So spoiler warning now, but I'm going to give my thoughts and a full review on the entire season 5. To make this review easier and so I can get it out on time, I'm going to write the script for volume 1 and 2 now, and then obviously the finale when it comes out. So for right now, I'll just talk about episodes 1 through 7. For some reason, people are really hating on the season, especially volume 2, and I cannot understand why. This season easily has some of the best episodes yet. One of the biggest complaints I've seen from people is that Stranger Things is too catered towards kids now, and this season fixes that without doing it in a boring fan servicey type of way. The start to episode 2 is one of my favorite scenes in the whole show. It really takes advantage of the horror genre that hasn't been as present since season 1, and watching regular people try to fight back against and nearly beat an otherworldly monster they've never seen before is just so cool. It's awesome to see characters that up until that point hadn't had much action in the show finally get their chance to shine. Mr. and Mrs. Wheeler have been pretty important characters for a while now, so it's great to see them finally encounter a Demogorgon. Also, episode 4 might just be the best episode of the show. It's not quite my favorite, but it's definitely top 5, if not top 3, and is probably critically the best. The cinematography and direction has never really stood out to me in this show, but man, does it shine in this episode. The long camera shot when Mike is trying to lead the kids to safety after the demos attack might just be my favorite TV show sequence of the entire year. Plus, of course, I was super happy when Will used powers. He deserved to have an awesome character moment like that. None of the acting performances have ever really completely shocked me, not just in this, but in every season. I think every actor is very good, honestly great, and gives a great committed performance, but none have ever jumped out at me above the rest. One that really surprises me is Sadie Sink. Everybody praises her performances so much, and while, like I said, I think she's great, everybody is, she's never really stood out to me. However, one performance this season that I think is really great is Nell Fisher's portrayal of Holly Wheeler, which I never would have expected. For being the youngest main character in the cast and her first time on the show being thrown into the position of being a main character and given a huge spotlight, she gives an unbelievably good performance. Yes, her accent slips from time to time, but it's a very rare occurrence, which is insanely impressive for a very young actor. Another huge positive for the show is the emotion it made me feel. I'm a crier when it comes to movies and shows, sometimes songs even, but I'm okay with that because crying while watching something or listening to music just means it made me feel the emotions it intended me to, which usually means the movie, show, song, whatever is good. That's the case with Stranger Things Season 5 because I cried a lot. Volume 1, I don't think I did at all, but Volume 2 made me cry like 5 times. I cried a decent amount at Dustin hugging Steve after he almost fell and Nancy and Jonathan's breakup, but there were a couple scenes where I was full on sobbing. The first one was when Max woke up in Lucas's arms. It was a scene I knew was coming, but the way they built up Lucas constantly waiting for Max made it hit like a truck when she finally did. That, coupled with great performance by Sadie Sink and wholesome reactions from the other characters, made the whole scene hit like a truck. And the other scene that made me sob was Will coming out. I don't know why that scene made me sob so hard compared to the other ones. Again, I knew it was coming, but Noah Schnapp's great performance and the characters hugging him afterward just made me break down again. Really great stuff. So that's all the big specific stuff out of the way. Like obviously the action and special effects and stuff are good, but I don't have too much to say about those specifically. So I'm going to do something a little different. Since I'm writing the script and recording it before the finale comes out, I'm going to predict the deaths in the finale. And since you're seeing this after the finale comes out, you can see how I did. So based on the trailers and how the rest of the show has been, I think Steve dies in an explosion, sacrificing himself, and then later Dustin does the same to avenge Steve and Eddie and like kind of honor them. I think Robin will die because she's gotten a ton of screen time. Kali is obviously evil, so I think Hopper will kill her and maybe even die doing so. But I definitely think at least both of them will die. I'm just not sure how. Lastly, I think 11 dies killing Vecna, and killing Vecna also kills Will because he's part of the hive mind. I know some of these probably won't happen. It's hard to see the Duffers killing 8 characters, but if I had to pick half of those that I definitely think will die, it would have to be Kali, Vecna, 11, and Will. Also, I do think that Vecna's lair will kind of morph into like the Thessal Hydra they've been talking about, and it will be the true form of the Mind Flayer. It is 10 p.m. currently on December 31st, and I just finished Stranger Things. I'm looking in front of me. The credits are rolling currently. If there's a post-credit scene, oh well, I missed it. But holy shit, that was the greatest finale I could have possibly ever asked for. So first for my predictions, I was right on the Mind Flayer. I was right on Vecna dying. I was right on Kali dying. And it's up to interpretation on whether or not I was right on 11 dying. But that aside, I am so glad that they wrapped up the destroying of the Upside Down and beating Vecna and winning in an hour without making it feel rushed, because that epilogue was the hardest I've ever cried in my life. I This show means so much to me, and the fact that they knew that it meant so much to me and people my age, and they wrapped it up by having them graduate. The people that grew up that are my age watched these characters grow every single year, and a lot of the people that watch the show are probably graduating this year. So just knowing that the writers knew that and wrote the perfect ending for these characters is just so special to me. I've never reacted so well to a show episode in my life. Like even earlier when Hopper was rescuing Kali and the guy kicked him, I audibly went no, and like I didn't even mean to say that. I don't. It just came out. That's never happened to me while watching something before, and I don't think there's a more fitting way to end the show than how it started with D&D and that new group, the new kids there. I hope they make a spin-off show about them, man. I'm not ready for Stranger Things to be over. This is my favorite show of all time. It was BoJack Horseman. This is my favorite show of all time, and nothing will ever reach it.